You are listening to the Hiking Radio Network, where we talk the walk with shows by hikers, about hikers, for everybody.
This is the Hammock Hangers podcast, where we hang out and talk about everything from hammocks and hammock camping to the group hangs from around the country. Happy New Year, everyone, and welcome back to the Hammock Hangers podcast. I am your host, Paul Collins, or Skunk Ape. This week on the podcast, I am joined by Pheonix and Nanny Skidz while we go over our top 3 for 2023. You will hear as we discuss our top 3 pieces of gear that we are looking forward to purchasing in 2023, our trips that we have planned for 2023, and our general camping goals that we have for 2023. Nanny Skidz talks about the 4 hammock hangs that the Palmetto State Hangers have planned for the upcoming year, and I also mention a live chat that I will be having on January 3rd at 7 p.m. Eastern Time with Dennis from Canoehound Adventures YouTube Channel, where you also have the chance to join in and ask questions. The link to that will be in the show notes, so I hope that you will all join us for that. Now, let's jump on in with Pheonix and Nanny Skidz and hear more about what our plans and goals are for the upcoming 2023 year. All right, everybody. I am here with Pheonix and Nanny Skidz, and this week we are going to go over our top 3 for 2023, which is going to consist of each of our top 3 gear items wanted to buy in 2023, our top 3 hiking trips that we would like to go on in 2023, and our top 3 personal hammock camping goals for 2023. So, AJ, Heather, welcome.
How you doing, Paul?
I am doing good.
Hi, Paul. Hey, AJ. How are y'all today?
All good. All good. How was y'all's Christmas?
Mine was good. I went up to the mountains of Western North Carolina, and it was very much a winter wonderland. We got lots of snow there.
Yeah. I saw.
Mine was pretty good as well. We are actually on a trip right now. It's kind of a post-Christmas family gathering. We're in Banner Elk, something like that, North Carolina, right outside of Sugar.
I don't even know where he's at. He just goes.
So we're staying up here, and the family is going to ski. But yeah, Christmas is good. Pretty low eventful, low key. Just the way that I like it.
Good deal.
Paul, Banner Elk is near Boone, North Carolina.
Do what?
Banner Elk is near Boone, North Carolina.
Oh, okay. Well, now you know where you're at, AJ.
Yeah, I do. We drove right through Hickory, North Carolina, which is where Hickory and Sugar from.
Okay.
I look for like a liver mush place, but alas, none of my family were hopping on that bandwagon. So alas.
So, did y'all get any new camping gear for Christmas or anything? Camping or hammock gear?
I didn't get any new specifically hammock gear that other people bought me. But I mean, I don't know why y'all laughing. I did not say anything funny or comical. No.
So what did you buy yourself for Christmas, AJ?
I don't know. I don't think I actually did buy myself anything like specifically hammock related. I did get, I take that back. I did buy myself something, but it's not necessarily hammock related. Ariel Emery, which is Shug's daughter, she released a new round of her hand knitted Shug hats. And so I was luckily enough to pick one of those off Etsy, and I got that in the mail, and I was wearing it on Christmas Day, and it was super comfortable, and it fits my head. And
that's the picture you sent.
Really good.
That's the picture you sent, isn't it?
Yes, that's the picture that I sent you guys, because it was nice. It's a very, very well made hat, and I got some stuff from my Blackstone. Because, when we go like car camping and stuff, that's like one of my essential items that we have, both for family and for when we go with HangCon group camping. So yeah,
Yep,
so I'm
yep.
kind of excited about some of those tools. I got a few other odds and ends, some clothing and stuff like that I needed. But yeah,
Good deal. Good deal.
My husband got me a new Arctic cooler for Christmas.
Yeah.
And it's like bright yellow, like neon yellow, so that no one can ever say it's theirs.
so
Well,
how many
that way you
kidneys
probably
can you
can't
fit
use
into
it either.
Heather?
A lot.
Excellent.
Oh God! All right, so are y'all ready to get into the top 3 for 2003
Let's hit it.
Yeah.
or 2003, 2023? Good God, I'm going back in time. I wish I could.
If I could turn back
Yeah,
time.
right. Oh Lord! All right, so we'll start off with the top 3 gear items wanting to buy in 2023. I know this is going to be a rough one for you, AJ.
I have to think about all the gear that I don't already own.
Yeah, I know. That's why I said it's going to be hard for you. So we'll go ahead and let.
I really need some like gear sponsorships, considering buying all this stuff out of pocket. Man, it's rough.
Well,
It's
that's
rough.
probably why you don't. That's probably why you don't get sponsorships, AJ. They all know that you're going to buy anyway.
I mean, that's also probably true.
So,
Do they have a rehab, like, for hammock addictions?
yeah, we need one.
I mean, I am a part of the Dutch Holics Anonymous group on Facebook, so there is that.
Yeah, I think we both are.
But I'm not a quitter.
Of course not.
Um,
So you want to start off with it, Heather?
Yeah, I'll start us off.
Okay.
So I actually have top 4.
Okay.
So
Top 3 plus a bonus.
Yes, plus a bonus. So my top 3 is going to be, I need an all seasons tarp because I still currently have my 9-foot Inu tarp
Okay.
that I use. So I would like to get an all seasons tarp.
Is there a particular one that you want?
Well, we all know that I'm a fan of Jason Flowers from Mahala,
Of course.
since he's one of my biggest vendors that I have with Palmetto State Hangers. So
Well, yeah, I mean,
obviously
you're not going to go wrong with one of Jason's tarps. at
no,
all.
you're not. He does really good work, and he cares a lot about his customers. So
Yes.
the other thing I would like to do is get some down quilts for backpacking. Currently, I have Jason's synthetic quilts.
Yep.
So I'd like to get some that are down so I can just take them backpacking. I don't know which vendor I want to use yet. I'm still researching that.
Many decisions.
So
I know there's so many good vendors out there that have
Yes.
them. Like Jack's Are Better, CRO. They're all really good.
Yep.
So,
Loco, Hammock Gear.
and it's
Yep.
hard to choose between the two.
Trailheads. Yeah.
And then my third would be I currently have an asymmetrical left head left hammock, so I would like to get a symmetrical one because what I have learned over this year, since I've been doing a lot more hammock camping
Yep.
in 2022, is that I kind of flip flop all directions when I'm sleeping. So I feel like I would get better sleep and more comfort in a symmetrical hammock, so I can lay in any direction I want.
Gotcha.
And so my bonus one, since I just took a new job and I'm expecting a nice bonus check in the next few months, my bonus one would be to get a hammock stand that I can take with me so I can hammock anywhere I want to.
Yeah.
Kind of like AJ just sets it up in a bedroom somewhere, beside his kids in bunk beds. So
or on the front
Or-
porch of
or
a
outside.
cabin that when I need some peace and quiet, I don't care.
Outside down the road about a block or two.
Yeah. Have
Yeah, so-
Yobo will travel.
yes,
Yobo will travel.
I was fixing to say,
Will travel.
I realized how convenient a hammock stand would have been over
Yeah.
Christmas when I was staying in a cabin with my sister, my 4 godchildren, and my sister's in-laws. And so there was 9 of us in a cabin, and I was sleeping on a couch. And the only thing I could think the whole time was, I really wish I had that Yobo stand so I could be in
Well,
my hammock.
Yes. Yes, ma'am. Mm-hmm.
My wife Deanna, she just went on a girls' trip a couple of weeks ago, and they went over to St. Augustine. and they got a bed and breakfast over there. And apparently there was some issues with a couple of the bedrooms, and they couldn't even stay in the bedroom that they were supposed to have, and ended up having to try and make pallets on the floor and sleep on the floor.
No way.
And so when Deanna got back, she now wants me to show her how to set up the Yobo stand and connect a hammock. And she says next time she goes anywhere, she's going to take it with her just in case.
I think you had that planned out, Paul. Yeah.
Well,
did you slip that B&B like a little extra 20? Be like, hey,
I did.
Can you make
hey,
the
look, I gotta get my wife into hammock
unlivable?
camping. I need your help.
I know, because he's been trying to get his wife to like hammock camp forever, and she won't do it. So I bet you he slipped them more than a 20 for that.
Oh God.
So let me comment on Heather's thanks. So I with the transition from an ASIM to a symmetrical, I did that, and you're right. It's a lot better because I would find that I would switch back and forth when I was in a gathered in too. You know, some nights, you know, you're on the trail, or like this time over the summer, I got so like laying in one way of my hammock, it was like really hurting my shoulder. So I would switch back and forth, or, you know, if your underquilt's laying funny one way, and so you can switch it to the other side, it's like, oh, it's all fixed now. Because I'm the same way. The only I think disadvantage, and this is really nitpicky, is the bug net. I mean, with you being in South Carolina, us being in Florida, we don't take the bug net off. It's a little bit,
Right.
It's not as taut kind of thing, but I like it. I like it better.
That's all I have is symmetrical.
So, another question on your quilts. So why specifically down and not maybe like some of like the up synthetic? Or, I mean, are you like strictly just going for weight?
So I'm not opposed to the up synthetic. The synthetics I currently have, they're not backpackable though.
Right.
They're Jason Flowers with Wahalas, and they don't pack down enough. So I know that down ones will pack down to next to nothing.
Yeah.
And I don't have a very big backpack either, so that's kind of I need something that will compress a lot more, because I only have a 40-liter backpack. And I really don't want to get a bigger backpack because 40 liters is heavy enough for my small frame.
Right.
So that's kind of why I was looking for down more than anything, is just because I know it compresses better than synthetic, and will pack down more. And so I was just, that way I can have more room in my backpack.
Yeah, I was just curious because I know there's been some crazy innovations when it comes to like actual down and the water repellency and things like that.
Yeah.
Right.
I remember it was either Richard or Warren had brought some down and did like a video on where he just like took a fistful of down and like dunked it in water, and because it was treated and with some water repellency stuff, like it fluffed up. So but I will say, for a person that owns like I think I own 4 or 5 of the CRO up quilts in the up. It packs down a lot smaller than any other synthetic material, and it's only slightly bulkier than down, but it's a little bit cheaper.
It's in between the down and synthetic.
Yeah.
I mean, it does pack down a lot smaller than synthetic, not quite as much as down, and it's lighter than synthetic, but not quite as light as down.
Yeah, I would say the up is a lot lighter than like your like Climate Shield or Apex.
Oh, absolutely.
Or the Primaloft or something like that. I've never really seen any of the Primaloft quilts.
My current quilts are with the Climate Shield,
okay.
And they really don't pack down very well.
No. I've got a couple too.
They're great for car camping, which is what I've been doing the past 2 years. But that's kind of one of my things I wanted to pick up for 2023 is to start backpacking more. So
Right.
I and getting the proper quilts for that is really the last thing I have on my list of things to purchase, so I can start doing that. But also because I am such a smaller frame, I'm only 5'3", so I'm not very tall. I've never really backpacked. I mean, I've day hiked a lot, but I've never really backpacked. So I'm trying to find something that's the less weight I have to carry for myself is better.
Right.
Because I'm not a very fast hiker either. I hike at a snail's pace. And I do know that about myself. Even just day hiking without the weight on my back, I hike at a snail's pace.
Right.
So
nothing wrong with that.
I want to try to have things. I'm not trying to be like an ultralight backpacker by any means, but I just know for my own stamina, I want things to be as light as I can get them, though.
Right, and still be comfortable.
That's correct.
Yes, yeah. So, what about you, JJ? What are your top 3 items?
All right, so
have you figured it out yet?
Again, there's no gear that I absolutely need. However, there are some things that I would really, really like to have. I'm going to kind of piggyback actually on some of Heather's stuff. My first thing is I would really like a 12-foot Walhalla hammock with doors from Jason. Now, I will say, I will preface this by saying this last year and a half, I have gone bonkers with buying tarps. I have lost count of how many tarps that I have just because, I can't turn down a good deal.
You have to have a tarp for each hammock, right?
I mean, no, I don't have quite that many, but it's getting up there. I need to make another spreadsheet maybe. But I just really like what he does with his tarps. They always look so nice set up. They're always taut. How he does his door closures and things like that is really cool. It's just he does just a standout job. So my second piece of gear that I really want is from one of our vendors that I do not have any of their gear that I'm really interested in.
What?
I would really, really like to have a Superior hammock. Danny Warnock has done some really great stuff, and I don't have an insulated hammock. No, I take that back. I do have an insulated hammock that I thought was Superior's, but it's not. It's some other company that's actually the hammock that I slept in last night and the one that I have set up in the Yobo stand right now. But I don't have.
When you slept in last night was a Superior hammock.
No, I thought it was, but I was looking around and things like that, and it's Gear Hackers Elite, something like that. It's the same concept, but I would really like one of. I don't even think the company. I tried to hop online and see what they were, but all their stuff was out of stock. So I'm thinking they're not around anymore. But Danny has been a real big supporter of Hang Con the last few years. He's coming back again this year. Standout guy. And I would really like one of his, probably like a 45 degree, because I'm not camping in super cold weather very often throughout the year. I would really like one of his that I can just throw in, not have to worry about, quilts or anything like that, and go. Now I will say that, but I have also made pretty much the complete transition to a bridge. So Danny, if you're listening out there, an insulated bridge hammock would, I will happily be that guinea pig. So
you've got your first sale, Danny.
my third piece of gear that I would really like to have, it's either one or two quilts. I own 3 underquilts from War Bonnet, and they're all for my Ridge Runners. And yes, I did say Ridge Runners, but I really like their top quilts, their Diamondback top quilts. They remind me a lot of my my Loco Libre quilt for my Ridge Runner. That's probably my favorite one, just because everything that George makes is almost like a work of art. And I would say
absolutely, like
the stitching and the baffling and things like that for the War Bonnet, not Black Diamond, but Diamondback quilts are really, really cool. That or probably one of Jack Sorbetter's Mount Washington quilts. I've been looking at them for a while. I know he posted some pictures today of some stuff that they're bringing to HangCon, and one of them is orange, and that's kind of like my go-to color.
I saw that too.
I posted a comment. I was like, "Hey, you might have to save one. I might call dibs on one of those coming down." So
yeah, I saw those too, AJ, and the orange is one of my favorite colors as well.
I really like it. It should go really well with my my banyan that I have right now too. So
yeah,
but yeah, I'll probably think of something else probably 15 minutes after we log off, but as of right now in my mind, those are the three pieces of gear that I would really like to get my hands on in the upcoming year. Okay. All right, so Paul, you know, the unluckiest man alive who never wins anything as far as gear goes. What are your top three things that you would like to purchase, i.e., probably win at Fall Sprawl again in 2023?
Yeah, we're gonna shoot to see if I can't actually win something this year.
Yeah. I mean,
the last 2 years
you had left empty-handed like the last 2 years.
The last 2 years have been a bust.
Yeah, complete bust.
So my top three. Let me rephrase this. My top three items that I'm wanting to buy in 2023, I cannot talk about.
Oh, we throwing that out there.
We are. I cannot talk about them, but there are three items for 2023
Santa items
that
I didn't know we were going that way, Paul. I didn't know
that are not out there. Yeah, they're not out there, and I can't talk about them. But
the couple, I completely understand the couple things that I know about and you know about that we can't talk about till after HangCon.
Can't talk about them.
I really want to know.
Those are my top three
them as well.
Okay, those are my top three. Okay, now I will tell everybody that they all three are going to be debuted at HangCon in a few weeks.
Yeah.
So after that,
I'm crazy excited. Excited.
After that time, then we can talk about them.
We may own them by that point.
Yeah, exactly. Until then, AJ and I have been sworn to
new items.
Do what?
We won't tell exactly which vendors are going to have new items, but we will say that there are multiple vendors that are debuting new gear, new products at HangCon. So for those of you that are listening, if you need some encouragement to come to HangCon and maybe score some hot off the press gear, there are multiple, not one, not two, maybe three or four that are and this is the only vendors that we know about. I mean, we may have some vendors that come like, "Hey, we're doing this," but we know of a few. We know of a few.
Yes. So, and I can't wait. I really can't. So that's my top three. Now, my top three that I can talk about that I want to buy is, I've got a chameleon. I love my chameleon because I love the pockets and the, how you can customize it and everything else.
It's a great hammock. It really is.
But I also like a 12-foot hammock. So I'm thinking I'm going to have to go with a 12-foot chameleon.
It only makes sense, Paul. It only makes sense.
It does. I mean, I've thought it all through.
Now, Paul, what size is your current chameleon?
11 foot.
Oh, okay.
But the cool thing about that, Paul, is you would only have to buy the hammock body.
The hammock, I know, because the accessories all fit it. Yes, I already know.
I wish could see your face right now, Paul, because
excitement.
There's like this twinkle in your eyes.
I know. So there's probably a twinkle in Dutch's eyes too, because I mean, it's like, okay, I've already got his credit card number. I'm just waiting for the go ahead.
It might just show up at HangCon, already paid for, and you're like, but I didn't hit the purchase button.
I keep telling Dutch we need to, how Staples has the little Staples button.
Oh, yeah.
I tell Dutch we need a Dutch button. You just hit the button and it, automatically sends.
Isn't the Dutch button hamburgers?
The burger bush.
We need a burger button for Dutch.
A burger button?
Yeah.
So, all right. My second item is the words are hard. Walhalla Outdoors 15 by 15 tarp. When I saw the one that Jason had set up at Fall Sprawl for his camp kitchen, I fell in love with it. I mean, it's huge. Of course. I mean, it's not one that I would want to take backpacking or anything. But when I go car camping or like when we're set up at HangCon or something like that, I would love to have the coverage that thing gets. It's absurd.
Yeah, and it is, he made that specifically for camp kitchens.
Yeah. So there's that. And then third is a bridge hammock, which after laying in, AJ's a bad influence. Now he tries to blame Britt and says it all started with Britt.
It all started with Britt.
But
I can believe that. I find that believable.
I mean, I guess we could all start blaming Britt.
I mean, he's not here.
He's not here to defend himself.
That's true.
Yeah, he's not here to defend himself at all.
But now, as a bonus, though, because AJ mentioned a minute ago, as a bonus item, one of the Superior Gear hammocks as well.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been looking into those as well, and they seem like, especially for backpacking, I mean, it seems like the perfect thing to have so you have less gear to take with you and keep up with.
Well, I mean, you still got it. It's just all joined together.
There's no fiddle factor.
There's exactly zero fiddle factor. You don't have to worry about it slipping out from up under you.
On a previous episode,
right? You
literally just throw it on a tree or stand and go, and there's no equipment to really deal with.
You don't have to worry about the underquilt slipping out from up under you or anything like that.
Right.
Zero
so
air gap.
You Paul, that you would like to have a bridge hammock. Any specific bridge hammock that you want?
Maybe one of mine that I already have purchased.
Possibly. I mean, I do have some stuff that I could trade if I really wanted. Just saying.
I have a Haven.
Well, I've already told you to bring that to HangCon.
It's coming. It's coming to HangCon.
And so we might have a trade there as well. Maybe. We have to see. But I do know that I have something that AJ may want to trade for. I don't know. Me and AJ are always. I have nothing
against Haven. I think the product that he's made is excellent. What I have discovered is the reason I don't like the Haven is the same reason I didn't like tent camping. It's the sleeping pad, the inflatable pad.
Well, see, I do want to eventually get a Haven for the sole purpose of, I think that I might be able to get Deanna hammock camping using a Haven more so than like a gathered end or something like that. Right. Because it would be, she sleeps a lot on her stomach. So I know that,
have you tried putting her in the Sierra Madre Nanox?
No.
Because you can totally stomach sleep on that one. I can anyway.
Okay.
I can. I could visualize AJ making faces right now. And
breathe, AJ, breathe.
Having a hard time. But I have been in it several times, and I stomach sleep in it.
Okay.
I can.
Well,
it might not be for everybody.
I know.
It is a very deep hammock, so it's hard to get out of once you get in it, though. Because
I can't have down. That. Oh my God, Deanna have to try and get out in the morning and stuff like that. It should be hollering for me. So we're gonna make it simple.
All right, AJ, go ahead with your comments on the Nine
I
Ox.
will say the Nine Ox is. I mean the Haven is super easy to get out of. Like
Right.
what I like about the Haven is it's stupid easy to set up. I'm really lazy, and so having the tarp kind of already integrated into kind of the system where you
Right.
really don't even need to stake it out. You can just kind of drape it over, and it just works. I used it
Right.
out in South Dakota this summer, and we were in a crazy rainstorm, and I think I maybe latched it on the bottom, and I stayed completely dry. Another thing that I really like about the Haven is when you have that tarp down, it is pitch black.
Now, is that only with the Safari?
I don't know.
Because
I
the
haven't
material
tried
it's made out
the
of?
XL or the original, but I know the Safari. I cannot see my hand in front of my face.
Well, I know the Safari is.
Mine is the XL, and mine is canvas material. It's the beige canvas material.
Okay.
I have to say that I bounce off AJ there of saying that when you put the tarp down, it's pitch black.
Okay.
I actually was helping Barry from Fire and Ice Outdoor Gear at a trade show one time, and up in Raleigh, North Carolina area. And where the trade show was at, it was next to a football stadium where they were having a college football game happening. So it was stadium lights and everything in my eyes. And I put that tarp down and it was pitch black.
Oh, okay.
So
yeah. See, I think that would work better for Deanna.
Yeah, and it blocked out all that light and everything. It also holds well on a cricket stand because we were in the middle of a parking lot at that trade show, so Barry had his cricket stand with him, and I just threw it up on a cricket stand and and slept pretty good in it for the most part. But again, my only hang up with it is the same reason I didn't like tent camping though is and I. Honestly, when I got the Haven thinking I would like it, but when I got in it and I discovered the inflatable pad is the whole reason I really didn't like tent camping.
Right. And see, I think that's, one thing that would benefit with Deanna. I mean, since you don't do a whole lot of camping anyhow, she won't have anything to compare with. And that would be more like sleeping in the bed than...
Right, and see, and I don't really particularly like sleeping in a bed, so
right,
and I have no. I mean, it's just not for me. The Haven's just not exactly for me. It has a lot of good factors to it, as AJ was saying,
right,
and I agree with those points that AJ made. But I prefer a gathered in to where my body can just lay in its natural position.
Right.
I will say, Paul, another flaw in your logic is if you're holding out thinking that you're going to buy some gear that magically makes your spouse come with you, then you're going to be spending a lot of money and you're going to have a lot of empty gear. I may have schema for that.
Well, AJ, it's all part of the plan.
It's all part of the plan.
If you don't like it, it just adds to my collection. I mean, look, how do you think I ended up with 5 Clark hammocks? Hey, honey, there's, we need 5 because there's me and you and the 3 kids. I knew that they didn't go. Come on.
This might be why I own a
It's
few
not a
Ridge
flaw.
Runners.
It's not a flaw. It's just part of the plan.
I don't even use that excuse to buy gear. I just tell my husband I want it and I'm buying it. Because, I know he's not going to go out in the woods. It's not a 5-star hotel, so he's not going camping anywhere.
Nice.
Is there a beach? Is there a spa? If the answer is no, then he's not going.
God.
Man. All right, so what's our next
topic
on our agenda here?
Yeah, next on the agenda
is your outdoor goals.
Yeah, the top three hiking trips planning for 2023.
All right,
so you want to take this one first, AJ?
Yeah, I'll take on this one first. All right, So top 3 hammock hanging trips. Okay, so
well, of course they're going to be hammock hanging. You don't do tents.
That's true. Well, we do have our pop up. I'm thinking like hammock trips.
That's glamping.
My goal would be to get out to at least one hang next year that I have not been to yet.
Now, Now, are we on the hiking trips, or are you moving ahead to personal hammock camping?
Well,
trips?
I mean, this is just trips. Like I want,
Okay.
I don't know exactly which one. I know we had talked about, trying to do a southern invasion of Maha. So I would love to go to Maha. I would love to go to Trailheads. I would love to go to the Lighthouse and Lobster Hang in Maine. I would love to go to Yates Place. There are a lot of hangs that I have not been to that I would really like to at least add one more to my belt loop.
Right.
So and my second one is we are contemplating what our family summer trip is going to look like this summer. We've got two different options. I'm excited about either one of them. We need to kind of get on that because those campgrounds fill up fast. We're looking at possibly making a trip up the East Coast and stopping off in DC. Woot woot. And maybe moving on up to like New Hampshire, maybe making it to Maine, probably not quite that far. Chris Duffy, if you're listening, might give you a holler. This summer, you can show me some of the places in New Hampshire. Another option that we had talked about is going up through Kentucky, maybe checking off Mammoth Caves National Park.
Ooh, that'd be fun.
But then going on up and trying to catch some of the national parks in like Minnesota or Wisconsin, Michigan. Actually, my wife has been to about almost all of the 50 states, but Minnesota, ironically, is one that she has not been to. So and maybe that's on a bit. Maybe drop by and see Shug on our way up. So yeah, someplace out there. Like I love our trips. We always end up in really cool places. I always get some really great hangs at some point. So yeah, so somewhere this summer that we're doing. So a new hang somewhere this summer, and
AJ, if you're able to make it up to Mammoth Cave, I would highly recommend that trip.
Yeah,
it's really awesome there, and there's a lot of great hiking throughout that national park.
I mean, if it was up to me, like I would know what I would love to do. I would love to hammock camp the Whiskey Trail in Kentucky.
Oh, we should make a that's an awesome idea.
Like do like car. Obviously, it would be car camping, but like do that in a camping aspect. Go through and hit the distilleries all the way through Kentucky. It would completely wreck my liver by the time, but also hanging out with Jax or Better and CRO and Dutch and HangCon also kill my liver. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And probably my final one is hammock camping trips. I would like to go somewhere, I don't know where, probably maybe Georgia, maybe go back to Virginia, somewhere where I can experience fall again. We went over Thanksgiving, we went to Tougaloo State Park in Georgia, and most of our viewers know, and a lot of people that know me, I'm from Virginia, live in Florida, where they do not participate in fall. Everything goes from green to dead, and kind of like winter, except for this past week where it was kind of chilly in Florida. But I really like the colors. It's just something about being in that color change, that season change is just rejuvenating to my soul. And so I really like that. So I mean, maybe go and do the Tallulah Gorge or maybe the Linville Gorge, somewhere along those lines. I mean, I'm not too far from the Linville Gorge right now, but yeah. So that would be my top 3 hammock trips.
Okay. What about you, Heather?
I'm gonna piggyback off of AJ for a minute. Linville Gorge has always been one of my top trips I've wanted to do. So I really want to make that happen this year. Another trip I want to do, I've already attempted it 3 times, but something disastrous always happens, is South Mountain. There's a beautiful waterfall there, and it's right here at the South Carolina-North Carolina border. And so I would like to complete that because I have attempted to hike it 3 times already. At one time, we had to do a rescue trip of carrying someone back down the mountain before we got to the top because they had injured themselves.
Well, that's not good.
And the other time,
you can admit it. You can admit that it was you. I mean, we're all friends here.
It was not me.
She would have skidded all the way back down the hill. They
Yeah.
Take her.
Just to prove it was not me. I actually had to carry. It was two of my friends were with me. Cool Bobby and his wife were with me, and so I literally, because if. For those who know me, know I have a very vocal voice, and I'm extremely loud.
No, we would have never known.
No, come on.
So I literally grabbed everybody's backpacks, and I was toting all everybody's backpacks down and hollering for all the people to get out of the way for the medics, and kind of clearing the pathway so that Cool Bobby and the medics could carry her down, and then we were just kind of trading off on that kind of stuff. So that ruined that. And then the second time we attempted to do it, I got very car sick.
How'd you get car sick on the trail?
I wasn't on the trail.
Okay,
we were driving to go to the trail, and I got car sick. And that was my fault. I shouldn't have ate. I know better than to eat breakfast before driving the mountains. I've always gotten car sick when it comes to going up and down the mountain, and I made the mistake of eating a very large breakfast beforehand. I should have waited.
Don't stare out the window at the trees as you're going down the mountains. Come on.
I've gotten car sick. It's just been a thing since I was a kid, and I didn't think about it. I was just like, oh, it's a pretty big hike. Because it's a lot of boulder climbing to get to the top of this waterfall, so it's pretty strenuous. And so anyway, I got car sick, so we weren't able to attempt it. So third time's going to be the charm. Time's going to be the charm. I'm going to make it this time. I just really want to see this waterfall. My next big trip I would really like to do is I like to do a lot of kayak camping too. So I really want to do the Congaree River this year. And I'd like to kayak down that, and that's about a 5-day trip.
That would be fun.
Yeah, to kayak, and I do kayak camping. So I have a couple of friends who like to do that with me, and we really want to do that trip this year. That's a lot of planning, and there's some places you have to get permits and stuff for. So we've been trying to plan this trip for a little bit. The other one is just because I've never been is to Table Rock. I've heard it's really good hiking. I have never been to Table Rock.
Really?
Table Rock is part of the...
It's in South Carolina.
It's part of the MST, isn't it?
I don't think
Is it part of the MST?
so.
Doesn't the AT run through that area too?
Or is it the Foothills Trail? Is it part of the Foothills Trail? It might be part of the Foothills Trail.
I would have to look it up and look at it, but I don't think Table Rock is part of the Mountains to Sea Trail.
It's part of one of them, but I can't remember which one.
I don't know.
So we did Table Rock.
All are pulling out our phones to Google this now, all right?
Yeah, we did Table Rock spring break last year, something like that.
Yeah. And I know Table Rock is up near like Jason and Walhalla area, like Oconee area. But yeah, I've never been to Table Rock, so I would really like to go there. That's one of I'd like to hike that one.
So now I gotta look that up when we get done talking. Because I want to say it might be the Foothills Trail that it's part of. I can't remember.
I don't think so, but I could be wrong.
I could be wrong too. I could be thinking of something else.
I mean, it would be the first time I'm wrong.
I'm sure somebody out there will know, and they'll be able to send me a message and let me know as well.
So if you want a really cool trail about seeing like a waterfall, I think it's like in Tennessee area, North Georgia, Tennessee, in that general vicinity, near Chattanooga. It's the Fiery Gizzard Trail, and you actually hike. I think it's like a 12-mile trail complete, or 12.5-mile trail. But there's you hike the very top of Foster Falls, which is a really, really pretty, really large waterfall. But there's like a park or something like there that has like it's a short hike, probably maybe 2 miles or something like that you can hike. But there you go down to the bottom of Foster Falls, and it's really pretty. But the trail that goes across, I'm 99% sure it's called the Fiery Gizzard Trail.
Okay.
Fiery Gizzard.
So have you found out the information you're looking for on Table Rock, Paul?
That's what I'm looking up now.
So I do know the park manager of that, because it is part of the South Carolina state park system.
Okay, so
I'll call him tomorrow and get that answer for you.
Looking at far out, I have the Foothills Trail map, and I just searched for Table Rock on Foothills Trail, and there is the Table Rock Trailhead and Table Rock Trail. Maybe
it is part of some of it is then.
So I can only assume that yes, it's part of it.
Yeah.
Table Rock Nature Center. Yeah, so it'd have to be part of the Foothills Trail.
Yeah, then it is. Yeah.
Okay.
There you go. I've not hiked the Foothills Trail yet either, so that's not on my list for 2023. That's on my list for that's like a 5-year plan.
5-year plans.
Yeah, don't talk to Paul about 5-year plans. 5-year plans turn into 6-month plans, and all right, Paul, where are you going for your top 3?
Okay, so my top 3, all 3 of them are hikes on different trails that I would love to, that I'm planning, let me put it that way, to through hike, hopefully in 2023. And the first one is the Foothills Trail. Jester and I had actually planned on doing it last year, but she ended up messing up her foot and having to have surgery on it, so we had to postpone that. So we're still planning that one. My second one is the Pinhoti Trail, which is the one in Alabama that leads all the way up to the BMT and joins in with it. I'd love to do that one as well. Everybody that I've heard that has done it says it's like a mini AT, basically. Especially once you get on up a little further north on the trail. And then my third is the Benton MacKaye, the BMT. So
now, where's that one at?
The Benton MacKaye. Some people pronounce it Benton MacKaye. Some people pronounce it Benton MacKay. I don't know which one. It's kind of like Appalachian.
I knew you were going to bring that up, Paul, just to annoy AJ.
The AT actually crosses the BMT a couple of times. I was telling Heather earlier, some people, if you wanted to do the, what is it called? The Eastern Continental Divide Trail. Yeah. You take the Florida Trail up, run it into Georgia, pick up the Pinhoti, take the Pinhoti to the BMT, and then take the BMT to the AT, and then follow the AT on up. So they all kind of join each other. So it's up in Georgia, to answer your question.
Good deal.
That sounds like a very interesting trip.
Sounds like a lot of walking.
I would actually love to do that whole Eastern Continental Trail, but that takes probably about a year to do, I think, if I'm not mistaken. Close to it.
It would take me and Heather 3, so.
Definitely would take me more than a year.
Sloth hiking team. We get there when we get there.
When you get there,
represent.
Well, just make it part of a 5-year plan, and let me manage it for you.
Oh my, AJ, when we start our backpacking trips together, we should totally have sloth shirts made.
Absolutely.
The sloth and the snail. There you go.
No joke.
Nice.
Oh man!
All right, so our third and final category that we're talking about tonight is our top 3 outdoor it doesn't necessarily have to be hammock related, but I mean, we are on a hammock podcast. Just outdoor related. All right. So, since I'm just high kind of, let's start with Paul this time.
Okay. All right.
So what are your top 3 outdoor goals for 2023?
Okay. My top 3. Okay. My first one would be to get out more on my local trails and do more hiking and hammock camping and stuff like that, which, a lot of my local trails here is the Florida Trail, of course. Hit other sections of that. Eventually I might have the whole trail section height. Who knows? But I think, that's going to be one of my goals, especially to just get out there and hike in general more, for 2023. So I did not get to do as much as I wanted to last year. So that's going to be top priority this year. Number 2 is to start making more DIY gear for hammocking. So I'm sure AJ's going to be getting a lot of calls.
I did get a new sewing machine for Christmas.
Did you?
I did. I totally forgot about that. But yeah, I got a nice industrial strength sewing machine. So
yeah.
And, I take it back. It might not be industrial strength, but it's definitely heavy duty.
Does that mean there's going to be some more Pheonix originals coming out?
You do yours, and let me have my turn.
Okay. So, and then number 3, something I would love to start doing, and I might even be able to get AJ out on these with me, is I want to get some group hikes going. Get some group hikes together and everything, especially with like people that aren't sure, they're curious about hammock camping, but don't have the gear and the know-how, but want to get out there and at least try it. I want to get some groups together and maybe have some people go out, and of course, between me and AJ, we'd be able to outfit some people.
That's very true.
We might have a few extra pieces of gear lying around places.
Yeah, maybe a few. So is that, would you want to get in on that too, AJ?
Yeah. I think that would be really cool. I've always wanted to do more with maybe like the Boy Scouts or something like that. Yeah. Like going in and really just kind of proselytizing the hammock camping to that, because I'm just thinking, like, I didn't know about hammock camping when I was in Scouts. Right. And if I knew about hammock camping when I was in Scouts, I can think of a slew of camping trips that would have been 100, 200% better. That I wasn't sleeping on the ground or swimming in a tent that cost $25 from Walmart, because let's be real, none of us are having, a Z-Pax duplex or anything in Scouts. So, and I think hammock camping really offers kind of a fresh look to camping that, especially for some of those older Scouts that they've done it maybe since Cub Scouts, they've kind of gotten a little burnout a little bit. Like hammock camping can really revitalize that. I
mean, it's not just the Scouts either. I mean, I look at myself whenever I was younger, it didn't bother me as much to tent camp because it was a lot easier for me to get, in and out of the tent. The older I get, gravity seems to be getting a lot stronger and it sucks. So to get down and crawl into and then crawl out of a tent. No, I don't want that. And with all the people that you see it too, AJ, all the new people that are going to be coming to HangCon.
There's a slew. Okay? It's awesome. It really is.
And a lot of them are new to hammock camping in general. All the posts that I see on social media, of the people just now, you'll see them, especially, people that are wanting to join, the Hammock Hangers flea market. They always post on there, just getting into hammock camping and, want to see what's out there as far as, good used gear, because they don't want to go and spend a slew of money until they know for sure that it's going to be something that they like and enjoy and going to stick with.
Right.
So,
I think most people probably have started out in an Inu,
right.
I know AJ and I myself did.
Right. And I mean, a lot of people do because of the price of it.
Right.
But like y'all know as well, a lot of times the Eno is not a good representation of getting into hammocking.
I agree with that. And, it's more of a lounger hammock.
Correct.
Than a sleeping hammock.
And somebody gets it and tries to sleep in it, and it's uncomfortable because it's too short or, whatever.
Correct.
Now they have a bad taste in their mouth.
Talking about the Boy Scouts, I'm going to let you in on something I just recently learned. My Palmetto State Hangers, we just recently did our holiday hang down at Sherrill State Park, and there was a group of Boy Scouts that was camping next to us, and so their leaders were all in hammocks and hammock camping, but all the kids had to be in tents. So I asked them, I was like, why can the kids not be in hammocks? And the reason is it's up to a certain age. It's not until they cross over into the actual Boy Scouts, so at like age 12, I think that is, they can they have to sleep two to a tent. They have to stay in their buddy system. They can't be by themselves.
Gotcha.
So they cannot be in a hammock. So I actually said to the leader, I said, well, would the solution to that not be of tying two hammocks to one tree and putting them under one tarp so that they're still together? And they had not even thought of that. So,
right.
So maybe if we do some more education in that system and teaching about how to put them under one tarp, or even doing spreader bars between the two hammocks, where it's stuff like that, where you can do that. I think that's just
kind of like the double Dutch.
We come into play if we're going to have to educate and step in on these younger generations and teach how you can do that, so that it does become a next generation thing.
Right. So yeah, so that's my number 3. I really want to start doing that. One, it's going to get me out there hiking more, and 2, it's gonna it can help others out that are wanting to learn about hammock camping that don't really know and don't want to put a whole lot of money into it until they've tried it.
Yeah.
So, all right. So which one of y'all want to go next?
All right, Heather, go ahead.
I'll go next. So,
okay.
My top number 1 outdoor goal is, because I'm kind of fairly new to kayaking. I just got into it in the last year, and I've really learned that I enjoy it a lot. So I really want to take like a kayaking class where I learn to properly roll my kayak if in emergency situations.
On purpose?
Yes, on purpose. In practice, you roll it on purpose. But,
yeah, well, I've heard your story of before.
If you get caught in a strainer on the river, you want to be able to have the body strength to flip yourself back up, right?
Right. I heard your story before. I would just
die.
So, especially if you're in like a 12-foot kayak like me, and you have on a skirt so that you're not taking water in and things like that. To be able to pop yourself back up is very important safety wise. And also practice getting in and out of the kayak in water that's where you can't stand up in it. You're in really deep water. So that's just doing some practicing more safety classes and things like that, and taking classes to become a better kayaker is one of my goals, because I take safety very seriously. I was in my previous life, my first career, I was an EMT and a firefighter. So, safety things is very important to me. My next thing, I would like to learn how to pack less crap and need less stuff.
Don't be a quitter, Heather. Don't be a quitter.
I would like to learn to be a little bit more of a minimalist.
The easiest way to do that, you've already said that you want to get out there and start doing more hiking.
Right.
In 2023, right. That's what's going to help you, because you're going to learn real quick the stuff that you don't use and that you can get rid of, because it's just toting dead weight.
And my problem is the reason I want to learn to be a little bit more of a minimalist, because because of my previous fire and medical background, I always play the what if game in my head. And like, I know that I haven't used this in a year, but what if, like, so that's my problem right now. And I want to learn to stop doing that and to need less stuff.
And to actually
have a third because I think my 2 are pretty big goals right now.
Okay.
So that's where I'm at. What about you, AJ? Where are you at?
All right, so I actually have 4 that I want to talk about. So
he
my
took one of
first
yours,
one
Heather.
in it's always
He stole one of mine.
No. You guys have some really great ones, and it's really made me like think about some of mine as well. So my first goal and always goal is to leave HangCon with the balance of my credit card being where it is right now. And
okay, you need to speed that sentence up because you scared me whenever you said my goal is to leave HangCon and then there was a pause.
No.
You're not going anywhere, buddy. No, you're stuck.
I mean,
I'm in this. You're in this.
We've always broke even with HangCon with it being a free event. It's obviously definitely not free for us to put on. It's anywhere between $10,000 to $15,000 for us to do it. My credit card doesn't have a $15,000 limit. We've had a lot of really, really great people donate, buy raffle tickets, send donations in. And so if you're listening to this and you're one of those people, truly thank you from the bottom of my heart. But I really want to leave HangCon in the black again this year. I probably won't sleep till after that takes place. But moving on to more relatable ones for everyone else. I really liked yours, Paul, with education with hammocks. I want to do more of going to scout troops and talking to them about, hey, you don't have to use these tents, and you can get your scouts super excited about camping again. And maybe not just Boy Scouts, like Girl Scouts camping too. I know a lot of Girl Scout troops that I know, they kind of do different camping styles than a lot of the Boy Scouts, but still, like I really would like to see more women out on the trail and more women in the outdoors and taking advantage of that, because I do think that is a severely underrepresented demographic.
Let's get some stuff planned then.
I will ping you on this on Facebook. There actually is an entire segment and group called Girls Who Hike, and they have subgroups based on states.
Oh, awesome!
I know there's the
subgroups.
I know there's the Trail Dames as well, which is all female hiking. But yeah. I think a lot of what AJ is saying also is with not just hiking but the hammock side of it too, right?
Yeah. So and another part, like we do a lot of camping, and we are usually gone like most of the summer or like long trips. And I can't tell you how many times I go to like a national park, and it just grinds my gears to see people like hang up these hammocks, and they're like taut lines. Every year I'm thinking like I'm going to do something called like Operation Ridgeline, where I'm just going to buy like a bunch of Zingit and make a bunch of these like 9-foot hammock ridge lines. And I'm like, here, let me fix this for you. Make it so much better. But I haven't done that. But it always is in my mind every time we go to a campground that, you see a bunch of these, Amazon hammocks, and then they're strung straight across, and you see people hopping in them.
Now, AJ, the question though is are the people sleeping in them, or are they just lounging in them?
No, they're definitely not camping in them. Like I'm usually the only one like legitimately camping in a hammock, but it's just, I'm just like, I can make this so much better for you. At least that's, my opinion. And sometimes occasionally I'm wrong.
It's kind of like saying Appalachian to AJ.
Yeah. I would be like the hammock wizard, come around and like sprinkle, ridge lines or, suspensions to, help them. Or like when people are like tied off to trees using rope, that also like that probably grinds my gear a lot more than the ridge line. The ridge line, like I know, like a good friend of ours,
That's just
Z
uncomfortable for
Traveler,
them.
she says that she hangs in a hammock like that, and that's how she likes it. Again, hang your own hang. However, you should not be tying ropes to a tree. Or
Right.
we were at this one place where there was a guy like putting an eye bolt into a tree, and I wanted to just walk over and punch him.
Oh,
Well, I was like,
That's when you
are
go
the
up and pop
reason
somebody
we
upside
can't
the back of
have
the head.
nice things.
no, that's when you go up and pop somebody upside the back of the head and say, "Hey, listen here."
So definitely like some more education with hammocks. It thrills me
definitely.
to death. A lot of our new people that are coming to
a lot of these
HangCon,
people don't think.
are first timers, newcomers, and that's good for us because I know our demo classes will have a lot of people with a lot of really good questions, and also our vendors at HangCon. They like seeing people like me that'll drop some money, but like I don't need anything. However, if you're new to hammock camping, you need some of the stuff. You need some of the stuff. So some sort of
And with that being said, real quick, AJ, anybody that comes to HangCon this year, Dutch Wear Gear is going to have a booth set up this year.
That's awesome.
Yeah, Dutch is not only just coming as celebrity Dutch. He will have a booth.
I think
yeah.
Dutch will be there, chilling like he normally does, but he is bringing some people with him to set up a booth and have stuff there to sell.
That's awesome. That's really good.
Yes. Because now I won't have to wait for shipping.
So my next
number three.
That's number 2. Numbers are hard. So yeah, my number 3. Like I mentioned earlier on in the episode, I've really made a transition to bridge hammocks, and those of you know I like to do a lot of my gear, and so I am really looking around to building some bridge hammocks this year. I got a few of the kits from Ripstop by the Roll. They make life a whole lot easier. They have the pre-cut kits that they have. I bought one of their patterns when I made my first bridge hammock, a few years ago. That it was just butt ugly, but it works. But it's stupid ugly. And so I did all the cuts now. Now they have like the pre-cut laser fabric blanks that all you got to do is kind of sew up. It takes the cutting part of it up because I hate cutting fabric. Oh, I hate cutting fabric. So looking at,
do you hate cutting fabric, AJ?
Yeah, I hate cutting fabric.
Okay. I just want to make that clear.
Yeah. Like trying and coming up with some of my own designs of adding accessories and things like that. I'm really having a lot of fun right now tricking out my Ridge Runner. I'm trying a lot of different things on that. Trying to improve that a little bit.
Anything you design and come up with, if you need somebody to test it, just let me know.
Yeah.
I will be glad to do that for you, sir.
You can always send it to South Carolina too.
So I'm looking at becoming more bridge hammock educated myself, as well as like the DIY part. And my final thing is something that me and our friend Matt will be excited about. I want to do some more bike packing.
Which Matt?
What's that?
What Matt?
Hammond.
Matt, little Matt?
Matt Hammond.
Okay.
Waterboy.
Okay.
So
Waterboy.
That's his trail name. He tells everybody it's T-Rex. It's not T-Rex. It's Waterboy.
Waterboy.
So
No, you didn't, Paul.
God, we love Matt. We really do.
He got that trail name because our very first camping trip that we went on together. In fact, it was the same hang that the first hang that I ever went to. It was me and him. We hiked out to Hidden Pond, and he had never been backpacking before. So I want to say he brought, I want to say,
I'm glad we don't do video.
I want to say he brought like 12 16 ounces water bottles. He bought like 12 of them. And so,
Wow.
so granted, we didn't have to filter any water the whole weekend, so that was great. But his pack must have weighed like 30 pounds.
Just for water.
Just in water. Like his base weight may have been lower. It probably wasn't.
A lot of water.
Yeah. So he was waterlogged. But anyway,
Okay. This is good information to know.
So we've done one kind of bike packing trip. I was the only one riding the bike. He was kind of like my car scout. So
I thought he was riding in the basket.
no, he wasn't riding on the basket. He was driving in a car. And we had the Withlacoochee State Trail near us. It's a very flat, paved trail. I'm not into like the whole mountain biking scene. I don't like to hurt. I just like to ride like an old person. Team sloth. We'll get there when we get there. But it's about a 50-mile trail from start to finish. So I would like to do that down and back in a weekend. We start at one trail, the northern apex, and we ride down to where the trail essentially crosses Interstate 75. And there's a campground down there called Crystal Lakes or Green Springs or something along those lines. But it's a campground there. Stay there the night and then bike to the end of the trail and then back, camp there again the next night, and then ride the 30 or so miles back to the apex on Sunday. So that's my goal, or some other bike packing trip. So
AJ, that sounds like a lot of fun, except for the fact you're riding a bicycle.
man, I would rather bike pack than hike. When you said rock scrambling, I'm just like, nope.
See, I would rather be on my feet and walking than riding a bike.
I mean, I'll do both, but I prefer the walking, the hiking part of it. I seem to be able to enjoy more.
Oh, I enjoy it because I
stuff.
just sit on my fat butt and I just pedal. I just go back and forth. Like when I
work. It's more work to pedal than it is to walk.
I don't know. Maybe like on flat ground, yeah. But when you talk about rock scrambling, I know you might be on your feet, but I won't be on mine. I'll be.
Well, I mean, AJ, let's get real. That's the reason my name is Skidz, is because I just skid down the mountain, you know. Like,
knowing my luck, I would be reenacting. What's that movie? The guy that fell down the crevice and had to like saw his arm off to save his life or something like that.
Oh, what was it? 72 hours?
Yeah, 72. Like that. That would be me. That would be me. So yeah.
The only difference is AJ would probably be in a little ditch on the side of the road somewhere.
Probably.
Oh god.
Well, it sounds like we got some really cool goals for 2023. I'm really excited about next year. We got HangCon coming up. HangCon's going to be the biggest that it's ever been. Palmetto State, you guys got some awesome stuff going on.
Yeah,
we have several events coming up. In the first weekend of February, we have our first event of the year. So it's Frozen Butt, which will be at San Quintencio State Park. At that event is where we'll actually hand over the donation money from our Fall Sprawl event for this year. So it's a new calendar year for them, and they like to take it then.
Okay,
so,
and that's in February?
Yes, that's in February. Typically, we used to do it in January, but it always fell like the weekend directly after HangCon.
Gotcha.
So this year, I just moved it back because there's a couple other hangs happening in January already as well.
Okay.
And there was absolutely no one had anything going on in February, and it's still cold in February here in South Carolina. So I just moved it back to the first weekend of February so that people would have something to do that month.
Okay.
And then after that, then we have Spring Swing. Our Spring Swing will be at Drury Island again. Again, we have built a great relationship with that park and the park manager there. And we did a great job last year doing some cleanups. We had a group of about 6 of us that went out on kayaks and did shoreline cleanups, and a group of about 10 or 20 that did walk the entire park and all the trails, the hiking trails and stuff, and did trash pickup. And we cleaned up a lot of trash there.
I want to do some more of that too, with not just the group hikes for, teaching and stuff. I want to get some group hikes together also for like clean up on different trails and stuff.
That's one of the big things that our group that we do, especially with the state parks, is we show up and we help clean them, and do a lot of things like that. And we've helped them build benches and picnic tables and things of that nature as well. So we do a lot of things to help the state park around in South Carolina out. So yeah, we have Spring Swing, and I don't have those dates on me at the moment. But then the week of July 4th, it's the weekend before. So it's the Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then July 4th is on a Monday.
Okay.
So that weekend, we will be having our Swamp Butt event in Clover, South Carolina. And Sugarland's Moonshine is actually coming to that event. And,
awesome.
Coming to hang out with us at that event. So, you definitely have to be a member of our group to be able to attend that group. It is not going to be a public event, because it will be on private property. It's being held in the backyard of one of our members, and he can only hold so many people.
Okay.
So you must RSVP to Swamp Butt. And after we get the max amount of people we can hold, we will actually have to turn people away because he doesn't have enough space to hold more than I think it's like 100 people or something. So,
gotcha.
I don't quote me on that right now. I have to go back and double check that because in the notes that I made online. But all of our events are posted on our Facebook page. And they should also be posted on the Instagram, since Facebook and Instagram are correlated together nowadays. So we have that. And then of course, after Swamp Butt, then we have the Fall Sprawl. So
Fall Sprawl is always in the same location, right?
Same location, Santee State Park. That one will never change unless we get too big for them.
Right.
So, which that's the 5-year plan, AJ.
Don't tell Paul.
Yeah. So, the 5-year plan is that Fall Sprawl will basically be the Hang Con of South Carolina. And that is my 5-year plan anyway. So, and if we get to that point, we may have to reevaluate, but, for the last 10 years, it's been at Santee State Park, and that's where we plan to keep it.
I do like that place.
Unless we have to change it for some reason. But yeah, it's really nice there. They have a lot of good kayaking for nighttime kayaking, and you just have to be cautious of the gators. There. So, but yeah, we have a lot of great events coming up. Just check out our Facebook page and our Instagram. Everything is posted up there.
I'll put your links in the show notes also for everybody that wants to check those out. So, I think the only other thing that I have coming up, which is going to be on the 3rd of January, matter of fact, I had a YouTuber reach out to me. Canoehound Adventures is his YouTube channel. He does a weekly. Is it weekly? No, it's not weekly. He does like live shows and everything. On the 3rd, he reached out to me, and on the 3rd, I'm going to be on talking to him and going over Hammock stuff and Hang Con and all that good stuff.
Nice.
So, anybody that wants to check that out, I'll put the link and information to that, in the show notes as well. So,
yeah, that'd be awesome.
So, is there anything that you want to leave with or anything, AJ, or?
Just as a reminder, you have until actually no, because this will be out before. Cut this. This will be out after New Year's.
This comes out this Friday, which will be. What is the date that this comes out? This will be the 30th.
That would be the 30th.
So they'll still have a day.
Okay, so
they'll still have a day.
Rewind. This is just a kind of reminder that you have until midnight on January 31st to buy your early bird tickets, raffle tickets for HangCon, where we're doing a special. You get 6 tickets for $20 instead of the regular 5. If you purchase tickets, we'll be selling them right up into the raffle, literally seconds before the raffle. They will be $5 or 5 tickets for $20 or $5 a piece. But if you get them in before midnight on January 31st, you can get that extra ticket, and sometimes
December 31st.
AJ, don't you mean December 31st?
Yes, December 31st. What did I say?
January 31st. Words, not just numbers, but words and everything else is hard for
Life
AJ
is
too.
hard right now.
I am so glad that he is actually an educator for our future kids.
Yes, I'm so glad thank gosh he teaches math.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
And science.
Yeah.
So,
AJ, I'm so glad life is so hard for you while you're vacationing in the mountains of North Carolina right now.
So, so just to clear things up, what AJ is trying to say is for the early bird, the 6 tickets for $20 is until December 31st at midnight. After that, it's going to be 5 tickets for $20 up until just before the raffle at HangCon.
That is correct, Paul.
I got your back, AJ.
I hate you both. Why are we friends?
We don't know.
Why are we friends?
Oh, God. All right, y'all. Well,
because we're the only people who can tolerate each other. That's why.
Exactly.
Oh, man.
All right, y'all. Well, let's go ahead and wrap this up. And y'all have a very good New Year's. Same with everybody else out there.
Look forward to seeing you guys at HangCon.
Absolutely. And so we will talk to y'all later.
Happy New Year, everybody.
Happy New Year.
All right. Bye, y'all. Thanks, you two, for joining me for this episode so we could go over what we have planned for the upcoming year. It is always a blast chatting with each of you, and even more fun when we are all chatting together. I can't wait till HangCon when we're all hanging out together again and having fun. Make sure to check out the Palmetto State Hangers social media sites to get more information on when their group hangs are so you can make plans to join in on them. And don't forget to join in for the live chat I have with Dennis from Canoehound Adventures on January 3rd at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. All of these links can be found in the show notes. Also, if you're enjoying the Hammock Hangers podcast, make sure to leave a review and help spread the word about it on your social media to help us grow. Until next week, happy hanging, everyone.